Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I am here with my bestie Jessica.
So it's time for that video that we both dread. This is our Convincing My Bestie series. This is where one of us convinces the other to read a series or a trope or something that we don't normally choose for ourselves. And it's Mandy's turn to convince me, and she's been gloating for the past 10 minutes, so I'm not sure what happened here. I'm not sure. I'm normally the one that has the ones that you hate. So what are we doing, Mandy?
I'm convincing you to read a book.
There should be more to that. We read books all the time.
So the trope that we're going to do is one that I have told you over and over again that people ask for all the time. And you always say, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. How would I know? And so I put out a poll and I included this. It won by a lot. And there were some comments about like, that's so funny. Jessica doesn't have to be convinced to read this. But I've had to try and convince you to do this trope in a video. And I've not been able to convince you. So we're doing it as a convincing.
Okay.
Do you have any idea what it's going to be?
I hate that you do this to me all the time. No, I do not.
You love game shows.
You want me to guess stuff all the time, and I have no freaking clue. Tell me.
Okay. Today, I am convincing you to read spicy books.
They're all spicy!
See? Every time I've tried to get you to do a spicy book rec, you flip out about it.
I do. They're all spicy. They all have spice. I don't understand. They're all spicy.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 6 books that I feel like push the edge on spicy in some way, and I'll explain what makes it stand out more so than a different book for spicy. Okay. I went back in the vault a little bit here.
Okay.
I have reading journals from years past. Okay. Are you ready?
Yes.
To get started.
Yes.
Okay. The first one I have is a trilogy, but I want to point out that these books are not super long. So, and again, with convincing, if you pick a trilogy, you're only, or any sort of book like that, you're only obligated to read the first one, but they're not very long. Okay. So this is The Wild Side by R.K. Lilly. And this is about, he goes by the name Dare. He is 40, he's divorced, and he goes to the gym a lot to lift weights and things, and there he meets Iris. He is really attracted to Iris, but feels like she's too young, but she flirts with him a lot, and he kind of he's a little taken back by why she would be interested in him. And eventually she wears him down. So this series ends up being 50% spicy times and then 50% wondering where she's disappeared to, because she'll just up and disappear for a while.
Okay.
It's wild. I really enjoyed it. It is very different.
Okay.
So that is option 1 for you.
Okay.
Okay. I actually feel bad for him. There is plot to it, around everything that's happening. Okay. The next one is in here because it involves a cam girl. It has your favorite, the breeding kink, and it has lactation in it. I am 90% sure you have not read this, and now I'm panicking.
Is it a Daisy Jane book? Because that sounds like a Daisy Jane book.
No, it's not.
Okay. Okay.
This is The Milkman by B. Shavakin and May Alder.
I have this on order.
Okay. So this is about Charlotte. She's a cam girl who is lactating. And so that is where most of her cam girl stuff is about. And she has a subscriber, Johnny. He's a farmer, and he's really into Charlotte. And he always keeps his, they don't know each other, but Charlotte ends up inheriting this house, and she ends up being neighbors with Farmer Johnny. She's at like a farmer's market thing in their town, and well, her new town, and they like run into each other and all of this stuff.
Okay.
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 Okay, next I do actually have a Daisy Jane book.
Oh, okay.
And this one is because our hero Tuck is an adult star, if you get my drift.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Stuck with Tuck by Daisy Jane. This is the first book in the Crave and Cure Productions series. I think there's 3 books in it, and they all focus around the porn industry and the adult stars. So Tuck is an adult star. He so there's a lot of spicy stuff happening in this book. Vienna is in art school, and she gets commissioned because Tuck is like a really well-known star. She gets commissioned to make a replica of his stuff for a particular line. And so she has to meet with him a lot, and he has to be at attention. Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
For her to be able to do the molds.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. So I'm trying really hard to be creative with these spicy books.
Okay.
Okay. Next. Okay, this one is a little more tame, but it has spicy lessons in it. So this is Lessons in Heartbreak by Carla Sorensen. So we have Ruby. Ruby is super shy. She's an inexperienced librarian, and her friend ends up giving her a dildo for her birthday, and she kind of freaks out because that's like not her scene at all, and she realizes she needs to get over all of her hangups if she's ever going to pursue like a real relationship with someone. And there is reasons why she has been so sheltered, and we find that out as the book goes along. So it's not just oh, she's a quiet librarian. There's actual serious stuff that has happened that you find out through the story. Well, she decides to hire a coach. So she goes to this like coffee shop or something to meet the coach. This guy walks in, says her, like, talks to her by name. So she assumes that this must be the coach, because how else would he know her? She doesn't recognize him. And she starts talking to him about it. And then the actual coach, the actual spicy coach, comes in. And it turns out the guy she was talking to is Griffin, who was one of her childhood best friends. He's a famous pro athlete now, and she just does, like, they lost touch over the years. And he decides to take this situation on for her. So we have like mistaken identity, childhood friends, all of that with the spicy lessons. I really, really enjoyed that one a lot. Okay. Then we have Axel by Kelly Finley. Now this one is just like wild, and like the whole book is spicy. So you might like this though, because Axel is a stalker. He has been stalking Ruby. He's an attorney. Ruby is his paralegal, and he stalks her. He like times his runs so he can run it like and follow her through like her running paths and all of that stuff. But it turns out he's not a very good stalker, because Ruby knows. And so Axel is part of this family that, and it's explained like in the book, so I'm not gonna be as thorough, but if you read the book, you'll understand. It's not like vague. Axel's part of a family, and they have very taboo traditions, and they call themselves kings, and when they take their queen, everyone takes the queen, and there's like all of this stuff. Well, Ruby spies on this situation, and then Axel kind of has to figure out what on earth he's going to do with her when she knows all of this. And they're kind of vigilantes too.
Okay.
Okay. So that should be 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now this is a book I haven't talked about in a long time. Like, I'm back in this journal, like before we had our journals. Okay. Are you ready for it? This is The Good Girl by Nikki Sloan. So Sydney is Preston's best friend's little sister. Preston, we saw him, if you've read this series on the Nashville neighborhood. The whole Nashville neighborhood is wild and probably pretty spicy, but I picked The Good Girl just because. So Preston, we saw him in The Doctor, which is the first book. You don't have to have read the other ones, but I just want to explain that Preston was kind of the douche boyfriend in the first book. He is really kind of grown up, but he's still kind of been pigeonholed into this situation. So he kind of has, this is a little bit of his redemption. And Colin just won't let him kind of forget his selfish ways. And Sydney is, he kind of steps in and helps Sydney. And Sydney just really wants to stand up for herself more and kind of be a little more bad, because she's always just done what their parents tell her to do and all of that. And she's just ready to let loose a little bit. And so Preston agrees to do sessions with her. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
The Nashville neighborhood is just wild. So, okay.
It is wild.
I feel like that was a pretty wide spectrum variety of spicy books that have like a little more oomph to them than just your typical, like, oh, the couple fell for each other and then we have like detailed spice scenes. Okay. So which spicy book rec, Jessica, do you want to read?
I'm gonna read The Milkman. It's the safest half of this list for me. I don't like a lot of spice. I feel like it needs to be something that propels the plot. So if it's too much in a book, I'm gonna DNF it. So I have to be really careful about what I choose here. And I think that one is the safest. Plus, I have it on pre-order for this next week when we meet her. So I'm gonna go with that one.
Okay.
Gonna go with that one. I think it's the safest choice here. Honestly, though, it's one of the only ones that doesn't have audio, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna go with that. So, The Milkman it is. Let's go see how kinky this is.
Did the wild side have audio?
There was like one or two that didn't.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I know you were kind of
Stuck with Tuck does it. The Wild Side does. Stuck with Tuck does it. Lessons on Heartbreak does. I didn't look up Axel. Kelly Finley normally does have audio for hers, and of course, The Good Girl definitely has audio. So,
okay,
as all of Nikki Sloan's too. So I think there was only like 2 off that list that didn't. But yeah.
Okay. So
all right, let's go read.
At home who maybe want to listen have some options too.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Well, you're gonna go read The Milkman.
Gonna go read The Milkman.
And we'll actually be together in Phoenix when you can tell me if you liked it.
If I'm returning the book? No, I never do that to an author.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, you can't really hold me accountable for this too much because this was a book you
no, and it's on my pre-order.
We just skirt around that.
You like that? Yeah. So, all right, guys, we'll be back.
All right, we are together, and Jessica has finished reading The Milkman. Let's hear your reaction.
There was some kinky stuff. I actually liked it. Yeah, we met the Shabakan this weekend. It was interesting. I gave it 4 stars. I was actually into it. I was like, I probably shouldn't be as into this as I am, but there was some interesting kinky stuff in there. I do recommend it. I think it was fun. There is a little bit of plot in there too, so it's not like all spice, but it was good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I chose that one.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go for spicy book recs.
Spicy. It was spicy.
It was spicy. Yeah. That was interesting.
I think it even pushes the limits for what would typically be considered spicy. So it's like on the spicy taboo.
It's a little kinky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, let's wrap up until the next one.
There we have our spicy book recs for you. Make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and sometimes Wednesdays for new books from us.
New books from us, huh?
Yeah.
She meant videos, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
New video.
Yep.
Book recs. New book recs.
New book recs. That's right. Well, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.